Scorpio, it feels like there's some pressure that needs to be released. I got some cards here that say the same thing and some messages, and I feel like this pressure is going to be released now or relatively soon. Maybe it already has for some of you. It could be about anything that's going on in your life. But it's like something needs to be squeezed out and then released. And I'm seeing that in the card Tin and Wise Salt. You see how these two plates of metal are squishing together, and out comes this beautiful energy with so much potential. And I don't know if you can tell, but it almost looks like it's meant to go into this card over here. It just continues on. And then when it hits this Wise Salt energy, which represents your own wisdom, it represents your life experiences, your lifetimes of experiences. It releases, it refracts outward. It goes out into the energetic field and the energetic plane. And you're able to utilize this energy for something else. Something else wants to come into being, a new way of doing something. Or maybe it's a new relationship. But first, some energy needed to be squeezed out. And tin is a very malleable metal, and it can buckle under pressure. And that's one of the messages I got for you, is that you could feel a lot of pressure to be a certain way or perform a certain way. But I got, don't take it personally. It's in the nature of the situation, or in the nature of a person, or in your own nature to feel pressure. It's like the tin can't help but buckle under pressure. I'm not saying that you always do. I'm just saying that now's a time for that buckling to happen, so a better thing can be born from this experience or from this moment. It could even be astrological. Tin also represents Jupiter. Now, below this, actually, I feel really guided to show you the cards. So I'm going to pause for a second and show you how the cards look on the table. Okay, so below Wise Salt and Tin, we have Sulfur. And this card speaks about something that stinks, but also something that purifies. Something that sucks, but in time, it's the detoxification that you needed. And so with this buckling of the tin and this refracting of your energy off into the ethers to create something new, I feel like this experience for you could feel a little sucky, feel a little uncomfortable. Maybe you weren't anticipating it, okay? But it will turn into some kind of detoxification for you. Now, I got these messages before I pulled out the cards, and one of the messages I got is that something's being pulled back into the ocean, and then out came ocean. I love when Spirit does that. It's just beautiful. So you could be experiencing a lot of signs, synchronicities, finding a lot of trinkets, or little things scattered about that Spirit wants you to find. That's for someone. These are confirmations for you. They're support for you. So I got this image of experiences or people or energies being pushed out from the ocean, beautiful things, and then pulled back in as well. So everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason. Some things, as we know, only come for a season. And it's like something that needed to be pulled back in is being pulled back in. And there's something about this where you shouldn't be taking it personally, okay? It's the nature of the event. It's the nature of the situation. It's the nature of the dynamic, and that's okay. So I heard softly, softly, things come and things go. Yeah. Then I also heard chin up, because this seems a little bit sad, even a little bit melancholy. But on the upside, something is coming in. Something is coming in with lightning speed. And that something might feel hard right now, but you need to do what is necessary. And what you need to do is what you feel called to do. Okay? There's also a message about slowing down your thoughts, slowing down your actions, slowing down your words, not missing a beat, and slowing down so that you don't miss a beat. Okay, Scorpio. I feel like, Pluto going into Aquarius, there's been so many shakeups already. It's been kind of wild. And they're really monumental. I feel like there's small little things here and there, like not huge tower moments, but just like small little things here and there that are kind of culminating into this wave, this new wave of energy that wants to come up on shore for you to swim in. But it does feel a little bit heavy at the same time, because you do need to say goodbye to some things and you're going to see some things go. But it needed to be pushed out, okay? That's just what I'm seeing here. For some of you, if this doesn't resonate, that's okay. It could in time, or maybe it's not your message. But let's get into the tarot and see what else wants to come through for you, Scorpio. I'm going to use some charms here. And we'll see what we get. This could culminate in a message, or maybe they're little signs and synchronicities for you. So let's see. We have a skull and crossbones, definitely something going. We have the letter R. We have a dress, a witch's hat. I have been finding these little witch symbols, like trinkets, actually. I didn't even know I owned one. I found it in my wallet. Like, I don't remember ever having that or putting that there. I'm sure I did, but it was kind of interesting to find. Then I found a witch card somewhere. And for me, that just talks about a time and a need to cultivate your own inner power to create something that you want to bring into being. The Judgment card. What will you do as things come and go? Oh, look, we have Aquarius. Yeah, this has something to do with Pluto moving into Aquarius. Pluto is one of your rulers, so this will, of course, affect you. We have the letter S as well. And some handcuffs. Yeah, I feel like if you had tried to shove this energy back in here, in between these two tin plates, then perhaps you'd be kind of cuffed to something that you're not meant to be cuffed to. It's a sense of freedom that's coming through here too. There's, it just reminded me of the evil eye here. And the ocean, look at that. There's eyes watching you, Scorpio, okay? There's energies, people watching you. I'm hearing pay them no mind, okay? Hold on, there's something else here with these eyes. It's like there's something coming up from the bottom of the ocean and being washed up on shore. Now, the ocean represents the subconscious mind, the dream state. I'm hearing the ethereal. It's very feminine energy, crone energy. It's mysterious, expansive, and there's something like deep in the ocean floor, a trinket, I said, right? Something lost that wants to be found. And it's shooting up this energy like these beams of light, making itself buoyant and coming to the surface. I had that message for someone, something about being buoyant, being a good thing. So there's something about a lightness. Something that felt heavy and sucky is now starting to lift, become more buoyant, and show itself on the surface to you, like a life vest. Interesting. So if you feel like you're lost at sea, or something is heavy, I'm hearing a rhyme here, or that it's not meant to be, then know that there's a life vest that's coming up to the surface for you, metaphorically. Something for you to grab hold of. as you experience this shift in energy, this tin buckling and turning into wise salt. And salt, of course, is a protective energy. So know that you got your own back and you're protected. And judgment is here too. Your guides are here. They're looking out for you, Scorpio. Okay, let's get into the tarot and see what else comes through for you. Scorpio. Slowing down. But it doesn't mean not doing the things that you need to do and being productive. It's something about like slowing down your energy, slowing down your heart rate, slowing down your thought process. Because I feel like as these waves come, it's like something could be stirred up around you or stirred up inside of you. And you kind of have to just like calm it down with your own energy and not let it overtake you and overwhelm you. All right, Scorpio. Let's see the energies supporting you. Ooh, we have the Emperor coming out in reverse. This is a release of control. Trying not to control a situation anymore. Trying not to control is an interesting way of saying it. Maybe somebody's trying to get you to control a situation or wanting you to take some kind of action, and you might feel tempted to do so, but you are stepping back. Releasing control. That's the energy that's supporting you. Now, you could also be seeing Emperor-like energy out in the world or in your personal life and seeing how someone is maybe misusing their power or how collective energies are misusing their power. And your sight and knowledge of that is helping you and supporting you at this time. What else? Doing what is hard but necessary. Yeah, I feel like you're doing something because you feel guided to, because you know it has to be done. And maybe this thing that you're doing is not bringing you much joy or pleasure, and it's not fulfilling your ego, which would be this way. Instead, it's just something that needs to get done and you take no pride in it. That's for some of you, okay? But overall, I think releasing some kind of control and allowing this energy to be squeezed out is the energy supporting you. Okay, let's see the energy that is challenging you. The Three of Swords and the bee. Oh, I was getting something about a bee. That rhyme that I had. Not meant to be. Because when I said it, I saw a bee. Not meant to be. Something doesn't work. Okay, there's an incompatibility. It just doesn't work. There could also be some kind of power struggle here. I'm seeing the Emperor. I'm thinking about king, queen bee, king bee. Maybe you and somebody that you really care for couldn't really get along. You both wanted control in a situation. Maybe a relationship. But this is why I'm feeling this heaviness here in your energy, which is okay. I'm good to sit with it. I'm familiar with it. The challenge. The red string. Hold on a second. You could be looking back on something, trying to understand something, like plotting. I'm hearing plotting something, or looking at how something was plotted. You're connecting some kind of dots here. I feel like you're working through some painful thoughts right now. Maybe doing a little bit of shadow work. And that's what I'm saying. It's like when Pluto moved into Aquarius, I don't know, maybe I'm just overly optimistic and naive at times. Probably. But I was hoping and feeling a rush of good energy coming through. And I still think it's definitely going to happen. But first, and I think we had this message too in a collective reading, but first, there's some work that needs to be done. There's some stuff that wants to be cleared out for this new cycle. So some questioning maybe of yourself, of your own thoughts that hurt you, or maybe you feel like you betrayed yourself at some level. You didn't listen to your own intuition or instincts around something. You could also be overworking yourself, which is why the message of slowing down is coming through. But I'm also seeing these red threads here being released, being shot up to the surface of the ocean. So whatever's binding you up, getting you all up in your head space or in your heart space, and it feels sucky, know that it is going to get untangled. You will untangle this. Okay? And whatever lesson that you're learning right now, or whatever good that wants to come through out of this, will rise to the surface. It will be pulled by these strings up to the surface. It's almost like it's necessary to feel some of this so that you know where the thread is, so you can pull it up to the surface. You know what I'm saying? So you can pull the gold up to the surface. The good stuff that comes out of whatever it is that you're releasing or letting go. Whatever you're unchaining yourself from, uncuffing yourself from, releasing this dress here. Maybe it's something about your image or how you present yourself to others. I'm seeing these clothing, like old clothing that's been hanging in the closet for a long time. There's mothballs. Maybe it's time to dust off some of that clothing. Hold on a second. The waves, like something gets pulled in and some new energy comes out, but that will get pulled in again. And then maybe the old energy returns, but in a different form. Some of you might have old energy returning in a different form or a different person to show you something. Some of you do have a very specific item of clothing in your closet that you haven't touched for some time. Maybe it's emotionally weighty for you. It carries some nostalgia or memories. What do you want to say about that? The Star. The Ten of Swords in reverse. You can hold on to that as long as you feel you want to or need to. You'll know when it's time to let it go, or if you ever want to let it go. I feel like there's no judgment. If you've been feeling like, why can't I get rid of this? I should really throw this out, but I can't throw it out. Don't worry, okay? Don't be hard on yourself when it comes to that. It's okay. So let's see. Scorpio. Messages for Scorpio. The World. Okay, I'm going to get all the cards out. That's surprising. There's the moth, the mothball. Okay. Wow, okay, interesting. We got an extra card, but that's okay. Wheel of Fortune. The tides are turning. This is a fated time for you, Scorpio. Okay, whatever, I'm telling you, whatever is happening for you, it's part of something larger. Okay? And there's also something that just... It wasn't sustainable. Okay, this could be anything. A fox, maybe somebody who's clever, witty, maybe some kind of clever wittiness you have of yourself. You're beginning to fade out of that your own energy when it comes to that. You apply it as it resonates, okay? I'm seeing the moon and an owl here. And this eclipse at the bottom. Oh, interesting. The eclipse. Something that's been eclipsed is coming up. Can I get an insight on what that is? This is definitely one of your animals, Scorpio, octopus with the number 8. A part of you that is very skillful, smart. Do you know how smart octopi are? They're very, very smart. Clever, the fox. Okay, so maybe you are very clever, like a fox, but now this cleverness that's within you is evolving into a more elevated or ascended form of ingenuity and knowing when to show up in certain energies I'm getting. Okay, perhaps in the past you had more of a knee-jerk reaction and you could cleverly get yourself out of something or talk your way into something. But now that cleverness is changing, it's morphing, it's transmuting into this octopus intelligence of knowing when to use what tentacle. I think Taurus had a message about tentacles, I'm not sure. Your ability to solve puzzles, to move in the direction that you want to move in, is going to become incredibly stronger, vastly stronger. And look, the octopus is kind of at the bottom of the ocean, right? They kind of go on the ocean bed. They skim the sand, the surface of the sand. I said scan there. Maybe you're scanning for something, you know. Ooh, yeah, I'm seeing someone like scanning the ocean floor, looking for this gold nugget. I know it doesn't look gold here and it's not, but it is. That's part of it. Something that doesn't look golden. It's sulfur. It's stinky. It is golden. Okay. And you're scanning the seabed, looking for this. And then, yeah, exactly. You're going to use your tentacles to pull on these strings. This is all coming together and bring it up to the surface. See that? It's quite the story, Scorpio, and it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. It's not going to be hard for you now to find this thing and to know what to do with it, this part of yourself, this heightened intelligence, this awareness you have about the depths of yourself or the depths of maybe others or situations. And once you bring it up to the surface, Spirit kind of facilitates that wave that's created to bring it towards you. Could be a new job with the B here. Could be many things, okay? I don't want to narrow it in because it doesn't feel like it ought to be right now. Okay, so your overall energy, the World. A conclusion of a cycle. Also, the card represents, interesting, the card represents being able to see the entire situation or the entire moment as it is. Having that vantage point of the fixed elements. Of the fixed signs. Maybe you're doing some kind of elemental magic at the moment. Or you want to think about working with the elements. You can see something from several vantage points, and they're all correct. The octopus, again, this goes back to the octopus intelligence. Okay, more than one thing can be true. There's something that's both and, okay? It sucks and it's great. A destined ending. But it's more than just an ending. It's like you're given an overview, a bird's eye view. We have the eagle here, which is your animal, Scorpio, at its highest form. And that's what's going to manifest in the next 3 months, by the way. Okay, so what you don't see coming, the fire ant. This could be a lot of different energies or people coming towards you, feeling drawn towards you. You could also experience the opposite, in which many people are removing themselves from you. Again, those waves. It could be both and. Okay, new energies coming in, old energies leaving. There's something that people are bringing to you, or yeah, I feel like it's more than one person. They may or may not know each other, but they're bringing something back to you. Something is working for you, not against you, no matter how it looks, okay? Strength. And it came out in reverse. Something is giving you more courage. But you could feel like these others that are coming towards you to give you something, or maybe it's information, or something happens and it triggers some reflection in yourself that leads to an elevated consciousness. You could feel like you're on your own with it, but it's being triggered, and I'm seeing like someone tripping over a wire. It's being tripped or triggered by all of this other energy outside of yourself that's either leaving or coming or both. It's like you suddenly have to do a lot of managing of the energies around you. What is of value? What's here to say? What's to go? It's like you're sifting and sorting, interesting, sifting and sorting. Maybe you're shortening your list of people that you rely on or you hold close to you. Softly, softly, things come and go. But the ants don't feel like they're soft. So these departures or arrivals may happen suddenly and come with a lot of force, but your response to these should be softer than their actions towards you. Okay? It's like hold your equilibrium, Scorpio. You're good at that. Your opportunity, the Eight of Cups. Let them go, let it go, let it slip back into the ocean. It's okay to let this go. I feel like a wall has been put up here. Yeah, and it's like now you can't move forward in some way. You're being blocked, maybe literally. Okay? But don't try to force something, just let it flow. Your challenge is the Devil in reverse. It's to see the opportunity in this. It's to do shadow work around this, whether it's an actual situation you're thinking about or just how you're feeling in general. I'm hearing malaise. Maybe some of you are feeling a little malaisey. Is that a word? I'm getting this. And if you're feeling great, bless you. That's what I heard. Bless you. Okay. We love you. And thank you for sharing your energy, Scorpios who are feeling excellent, with those Scorpios who maybe are not. Okay. Something is dropping down as well. Dropping down. What does that mean? The Chariot. The Beaver. You could have been going full speed ahead with something. Is that it? I don't want to say it like that. When I said dropping down, it's like dropping down a gear, going slower. Okay, we've had that message. The Devil in reverse for the challenge. You need to do some introspection around something. It will serve you well. Father of Cups in reverse. Maybe it will give you access to some kind of emotional insight about something that you're thinking of. Now, I can't help but notice with the Father of Cups in reverse, that could also be for some of you, and I'm seeing Stingray as well. Maybe somebody said something that hurt you, or there's some kind of emotional situation that feels toxic to you, or some kind of emotional manipulation, I feel like, Scorpio, the best advice coming through from Spirit is not to take it personal, okay? And if you entertain those ideas of emotional manipulation, I mean, if you truly believe that's what it is, okay, then you've got it. You can tick that off, and that's that, right? You understand it. But if you find yourself thinking things that maybe don't serve you, or you're wrestling with, okay, you're not totally sold on, then how do I say that? Then try to understand that somebody's retreat back into the ocean, or somebody's emotional outburst, or whatever it is, emotional expression, is coming from their own need to release certain energy, okay? I feel like it might be about you, but it's not at the same time. And that's true for most things in life, okay? We generally like to look outwards to explain the things that bother us, when really we should be looking inward to explain to ourselves why they bother us. Okay? So your advice is the Moth in reverse. Get that dress, that suit, whatever it is, that fancy piece of clothing, or maybe it's not, maybe it's some PJ pants. Get it out of the closet, dust it off. Okay? And maybe there's an occasion that you're getting ready to go to. And it's so interesting, Scorpio, because I've been sitting with your energy for a couple days now, and I've been waiting to do your reading. And I really wanted to get all dressed up for you. I really wanted to get all dolled up for you. I have this new top. I wanted to wear it. And then today I just felt so pulled to read, and like, so yeah, maybe it is time to get dressed up or something like that, because I feel like that theme was coming through before I sat down today. It's like this need to, you know, decorate yourself, express yourself outwardly how you feel inwardly. Okay? But then also the message of doing what is hard but necessary could mean that, well, could mean that what? Sometimes things just need to be done and said, even if they're not done and said perfectly. Okay, let's see more about the Moth for the advice for Scorpios. Temperance and the Mother of Swords. Oh, in time, Scorpio, and maybe even right now, 33:11 on the clock, you're going to see a big truth here about what you've pivoted away from in your life and where you're heading towards next. This is a great moment of insight for you, a release of control. I feel like you're experiencing something that might feel familiar, but your response to it is totally elevated. It's wiser. It's different. And it shows you your own growth and your ability to alchemize events that suck into events that serve your higher truth. Okay, what's going to manifest in the next 3 months? The eagle, that higher perspective. You're finding something too. I'm seeing you about to clutch this. And then we also have the bat in reverse. And to me, the bat represents a little bit of the shadow side. And so in reverse, I feel like you find something in your own shadow or in the shadow of a situation. Let's see. What is it that you find? Scorpio. Maybe I should get a different card. Yeah. What is it that Scorpio finds out of the shadow? There's also a message here. You could have been working with or maybe involved with a lot of shadow energy, which isn't a bad thing, but it's a new season. It's a turn of the tides, and you're moving more towards the sun. You see how we have the moon and the sun? So the bat is very intuitive. It works off of vibration and sonar frequencies. It's quite the miraculous little animal who serves a big purpose in our world. But it's often feared or misunderstood and usually goes unseen. And there's something about you working with that energy for quite some time, and now a shift is coming where you are taking on the eagle form instead. And the eagle is, well, it's also rarely seen, but it's seen much more than a bat, arguably. It's venerated, it's applauded, it's a symbol of for people when it comes to pride and independence and intelligence and skill. And you're bringing that out into the light. Okay, so you could be working more with masculine energy or sun energy. Let's see. What is it that you're clutching here in the next 3 months, Spirit, for Scorpios? Yellowing. I'm going to read from the book, and then I'm going to go into an extended reading. In the extended, we're going to go a layer deeper into this message. We're going to see what else comes through. It tends to get more specific and personal because there's less of you there. So if you're interested in that, link, I don't know if I just said this, link is in the description box below. But if not, if you can't or you don't like that idea, then trust that you got everything that you needed right here. I wanted to say, I'm telling you, that almost came out, I'm telling you, you got everything you needed right here. That seems significant. It's like having to listen to that voice inside that is saying, I'm telling you, Scorpio, you've seen everything. I'm telling you, Scorpio, you know what is for you. So listen to that voice inside that's saying that to you, your own voice. Okay. Aging, transitioning, and a warning. Indicating transition, the yellowing leads us into the next phase of our alchemical work. Envision the yellowing as pages of a beloved novel or the leaves in the fall. This color seeps out to signify the beginning of the end, a return to zero. Even a deep bruise finds a yellow tint as it reaches its final phases of healing. In contrast, yellow can be the marker of long-awaited growth, as seen in the first rays of the sun. And the cheer of Forsythia in February. I don't know what that is. Forsythia. I'll look it up after. Whatever its message, yellowing tells the truth. It leads us forward like the vibrant canary in the mine, warning of what's to come. Take heed. The transition is here, whether by yoke or bile. How to respond is up to you. It's likely you already know. That's what I'm talking about, is you have a deeper knowing of how to respond to a situation. There's a warning, a canary in the coal mine. Yeah, these plates being pushed together. There's no more oxygen here. There's nothing left in here, okay? The canary's not singing anymore. And so it's time to leave this coal mine, to walk away from it, rather than try to dig deeper into it. And this will help release that energy of healing and growth that is 100% coming forward for you. All right, Scorpio, I love you so much. I'll see you next time.